This video is about embodying the magic. Now you'll see from the flash up at the front that this is a hypnosis without trance video, but there's likely to be some richness in this for you if you have a more general interest in using your mind to shape your life, or the nexus of mind and life. These are the things that this channel is about. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe if you're into that kind of thing. I want to talk about embodying the magic here and share a little clip. Now the clip is from the myriad of content that's available in the Hypnosis Without Trance online deep apprenticeship. I was editing this piece the other day and it struck me that this is something that rarely gets talked about in the world of hypnosis. Hypnosis tends to focus on language, strategies, scripts, inductions, these kinds of things. What doesn't get talked about is what we embody. The reality that we connect into and communicate from as we are facilitating hypnotic experiences. So this little bit here just touches on that. I'm going to let you watch this and then I'll check in with you on the other side.
Sherry, when you were working with Rob, if you're Rob,
I'll be Rob.
while he was eyes closed and you were talking about his back, you were waving your hand
Oh yeah.
around the area, and I thought the only person that could see that is me,
Yeah.
not him.
He can't see that,
Yeah,
but I do that all the time.
that was quite.
So can I borrow you for a second for this? Because as you mention it, I want to be, I'm not thinking about what can he see and what can he not see. What I'm thinking about is my total alignment and congruence with what we want to create in the moment. My total alignment and congruence for me. So if I get the sense that this is changing and relaxing things, I am doing it because this, I don't know, I'm not saying there's a rays coming out my hand, there may or there may not be, but I'm just tuning in experientially to what's going on, and I want that difference to happen. So I had this in when I did the tetralemma workshop, and I'm running the tetralemma process, which seems like it's to do with words and ideas. And someone said, were you doing mesmerism throughout that? Because the person I was facilitating, I'm doing a lot of this stuff because it's what I do, it's how I tune in. And if you ask me, James, what's that like for you? I'd say, well, it feels like there's a connection there, and I'm working with that connection. If somebody said, James, is that chi energy? I'd say, I have absolutely no idea. How could I possibly know? I don't know. What I do know is my experience. And it does seem that by being 100% congruent with the experience that I want to create, it's more effective in creating that experience for both myself and the person I'm working with. So it is not a piece of witch doctoring or show. That is part of what I'm doing to be in. Get into versus get through, to get into the moment, to get into the sense of connection. That's how I do it. Doesn't mean that's how you guys are going to do it, but that's how I do it.
No, I thought that was fantastic.
Thank you.
No problem.
And it comes back to the whole thing again, do everything. I talked before, I often talk about full body communication, and it's irrelevant whether their eyes are open or they're closed. If you go, well, I'm doing this because their eyes are open, you're not being it. You're not doing it from, as we were talking this morning, from the inside out. You're doing it from on the surface. I'm doing this because, you know, I'm interested in mesmerists. I watch them, and I have my opinions about who's a good mesmerist and who's a bad mesmerist. I have no opinions about how it works, but I have my opinions about who's good and who's bad. And I see some mesmerists doing this. Waving their hands around like this. And to me, it doesn't resonate. Maybe, I'm not saying it doesn't work, I'm saying for me it doesn't resonate. And then I see another mesmerist who's boom. And and it looks like they're working with something real. Boom, there they are. And it looks like, instead of doing this, it looks like they're connected. They're working with something real. They're working in 3 dimensions. They're working, and it looks, there's a connection from the inside out. And that's the difference that makes the difference. It isn't about the overt hand waving, it's about the being in, getting into, being in the moment. Now everybody's different. Everybody's different. People will find their way into this in different ways. I did years of martial arts, Tai Chi, all sorts of stuff. I'm used to working in an embodied way, moving in an embodied way. If somebody else tries to copy me from the outside in, it's not going to be the same thing. If you're looking at these things and you're going, I like the idea of that, that's something to explore, something to start finding your way into if you want to bring more of that in. There's no rule that says anybody has to do that. There's no rule. I believe it's a powerful channel of communication on all sorts of subtle levels that you can't even begin to think about. It doesn't matter that the person can't see it. What matters is my total congruence with the experience, because that gets communicated in my tonality, in everything. And maybe if you are more metaphysically minded, maybe it gets communicated through other channels as well. I have no opinion upon that whatsoever. Doesn't matter how it works, only that it works. Okay, so that's a taster on embodying the magic. If you like this, if you got something of value from it, do make sure you give it the thumbs up. If you have any questions, there's a comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel and you're interested in this kind of stuff, make sure you subscribe, hit that notifications bell. That way you get notified, that's why it's a notifications bell, as to when new videos come out. Okay, so until we speak again, keep on using your mind to shape your life.